he gave me kind of a funny look.
Wait a second. Did you just say that you drank milk from a tit next to a baby that was also drinking milk?
What's your point, sir?
I'm a new Native American. I believe in Native Americans, and I really don't like colonized Americans and what they've done to America at all.
Not like my go-to thing. I've never watched a video of like milk play or whatever the fuck you want to call that.
It's interesting that you know the term milk play.
Is it called breakfast?
It's probably called milk play. And yesterday, this click from Pop Culture Incorporated channel called it white showers because he likes to get his woman in front of him going down doggy style, and he's squeezing on the boobies, and I guess the milk comes out. Maybe his wife was nursing or something. So he calls it white showers, and I've tasted the milk when my first wife was pregnant, and it's kind of sour. In fact, I kind of goofed on the little baby there because the baby was nursing on the one tit. So I went over to the other tit, and I was looking at the baby, and he looked up at me, and he gave me kind of a funny look.
Wait a second. Did you just say that you drank milk from a tit next to a baby that was also drinking milk?
What's your point, sir? I thought that was kind of funny.
Did you say that?
I just looked over. I said I'm going to do something kind of interesting here. And my wife was nursing our first son, and I guess she was probably on the bed. And although she would have this chair, but I think she was on the bed this time, and I walked in, and our beautiful little baby boy was sucking on the tit there, and I went over to the other one, and I started sucking on that nipple. And that little baby was sucking on his nipple, and all of a sudden he let go of that tit and looked over at me, and I smiled at him. I thought it was kind of funny. Don't call that perverted. I just did it for like a goof, but it was funny. I tasted that little milk, and it was kind of sour. I was curious about it. And
I don't even know what to do with this information right now.
I hope that's not perverted.
I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is, man. I don't know what it is.
You folks, we're different people here, and I don't care if you laugh at me. I don't care. And maybe part of that is not showing my face. But if you're Hostbusters, I began this conversation. What is your go-to? And yeah, I like talking about sex as a viewer. I think it's normal to think about sex.
But that's not sex.
Well, that shit was where that milk was coming from. That was maybe I won't even go into it, but it probably made me.
I don't know if I want to go into it really.
Yeah, I don't know if you two want this to go. You're making it sound dirty. It's not dirty.
I didn't. I wasn't there. I don't know what wholesome activity it actually was. I just, I'd rather not know.
Well, now you're making me feel like I said something wrong. It was
Did you say something wrong? I don't know.
It wasn't a Jimmernam kind of thing. It wasn't like Sans. We didn't have sex in front of our children like Sans. It was just a little goof thing, man. And I was kind of curious what the baby would do. And I like to think the baby was smiling. He had kind of a goofy look on his face. Maybe he was surprised, not used to seeing.
You think he was like, dude, this dude doesn't know how to drink milk. He sucks at drinking milk out of tits.
Yeah, if he was my son, so if he had that high IQ to think that, maybe he did. So what is your go-to? You never did tell us. I've said all these personal things about
me. What is my go-to? What is your question? What is my go-to what?
So when you want to have sweet loving with your lady, man. You said you had that wasn't your go-to. That wasn't your go-to. So what is your go-to? What is? Oh wow! Here's talking about pretty women. You know, when I was with Jarvita on Matt, I got in trouble a little bit for two things. I got in trouble because I kept asking her to take off her shirt and see her bra and she had every right. She wasn't going with it, but I was flirting with her because look at her, man. She's pretty. And she got mad at me for saying she's pretty because she said, "Why are you focusing on my looks? I'm a broadcaster." So Jarvita, you're very subtle guy. You're real subtle. What is she saying? We see you up there, girl.
Thanks for telling me. Can we please get your wife in here to address her flat ass issue? Because I've heard it. I know that she somehow escaped out. She's just reading books through the bars, but I know that one way or another she's learned a few words, and I think that if we just bring her in and we say those words, flat ass, she might know what we're talking about, and we'll see if she has some kind of educated psychological response, possibly.
I don't think, girl, a pretty broadcasting woman that you can relate to flat ass.
So give me 1 second. I need some water.
Yeah, man. Go get some water, take a piss, get some cough medicine. It's your show. By the way, can we see you a little bit better there? You're off the picture there. I want to see your pretty broadcaster face.
Very briefly. Well, yeah, it's better. Can we see your face? You're looking very pale there. I'm a little bit worried for it. I didn't know that you had.
I'm real white there, man. I'm real white.
You have microcephalic. What's that thing called with the tiny? You've got that.
Microcephalic where they have enlarged brain and some kind of neurological.
Oh, well, you got. It looks like from your picture, it looks like you got that thing where you got that tiny little head and that gray bubble that hangs around you, and maybe quadriplegia. Seems like and a tiny
quadriplegic. Why? Where does that little come from? Is that singular? Is that what you're saying there, Jarvita?
I'm saying I made that up. That was my own take on quadriplegic people. Quadriplegia. So you have it like a. Because I'm looking at you there, and I think you got a round head.
Okay. You want to talk about the circle? I'd rather talk about you. Now, I was concerned with you, and I'm not saying anything out of school. This was on her stream. And I was concerned because you were crying. And it was sincere. I saw the tears, and I told Hostbusters, and we're concerned. Are you okay? What were you crying about there, Jarvita? And that's real, and that's not bullshit. She was crying, and I watched her for a long time. She's a kind lady.
You're trying right now, but we'll never know because you're a fucking coward that has to pretend to be a fucking white circle inside of a gray circle, inside of a white circle, inside of a black rectangle, okay? So
can you think of any more shapes there? You only mentioned 8 shapes. Maybe your geometry ain't so cool. Ghostbusters, she's distracting. All I did was ask her why she was crying on stream before.
And I'm saying, Sammy Hilly, you don't deserve to know because we've never seen, we don't even know if you have eyes.
That's not. Oh, I don't have eyes. I'm blind. You're picking on me. How dare you tap me? Of course
Sam, are you willing to show your face?
Welcome and fuck you. I can say it all day.
Sam, are you willing to show your face?
You do all day say that.
It's not that I do. It's just that I can.
Buster, she's not mad at you. Can you ask her why she was crying? Because some of us like her. I don't like some of her politics. I think she's too left wing, and she was blaming the white people a little bit too much. And that's
what?
I have no idea what this is about.
What did I blame the white people for? I do hate the white people.
I was arguing, and you were on the phone call with pansy, and he's kind of left wing, and he's attacking American involvement in the world, and you were shaking your little head. Oh yeah, American.
My head, hey, look at our pictures. My head's not as little as yours, so you better back up into your fucking big white circle before you call anyone in this program little head. Okay.
Well, I'm not calling you anything because you called me blind. You said I can't see, and now you're blaming me for seeing.
I didn't call you blind,
girl.
I definitely didn't call you blind. I said I can't see you, so fuck you.
So what if I am now going to come out and tell you I'm blind?
Well, then I'll say I would love to see. I love looking at blind people, and I would love to see you. And I would love to see a blind person cry. And I wish you would show it to me on stream. And if you won't, fuck you.
That's what an intelligent argument. It comes down to
blind. Is that why you don't want people to see you? So people have been telling you that you're like really good looking? And all the virgins are like, let me just fuck the blind guy real quick so that it's just like doing it with a machine and I'm not embarrassed. And is that actually, I could see a thread of how you could be blind. Because it doesn't make sense to have this much confidence in your good looks and all these virgins and then, but also be like absolutely.
Yeah, no offense there, Jarvita, but I don't think most of the people who watch you come because you make sense. I don't think they come to listen to you make sense. They come because you're pretty.
Touche, Sammy. But will people come? Do you think that as a blind person, obviously everybody's been telling you that you look like Brad Pitt because I've heard it. We've all heard it.
No, I look like Jeff.
I just want to cut in real quick and say, Tom. Wow.
Tom, you're wrong. Tom, you're wrong. Wait. Tom says I treat her good. I care about her.
Are you talking about your wife?
And she was crying. I wanted to see if she's okay.
6 hours out of the day.
You're a good guy, but you're wrong, Tom. You're wrong, Tom. I'm concerned about her. She was sad. She won't answer the question. She wants to talk about some row.
Okay. Can I just finish my question? So are you, as a blind man, that obviously now we know that you're blind. We know that you look like Brad Pitt. According to someone, possibly you've been blind from birth. So now I'm putting it together and I'm wondering, are you afraid that if you started live streaming and being just as you are now, but with your camera attached, which I know you have, and then a greater audience could see you, are you afraid that they would be like, dude, you don't look like Brad Pitt. You're actually an ugly blind man. And this image you have of yourself is shattered. Because I'm going to say, I would say that I will willingly lie to you if that's the case. Because I don't want that.
I have a question for you there, Jarvita.
Wow. Now I get it.
I didn't think she was going to go that mean.
Yeah, she does.
I just put it all together. I'm taking all the facts and I'm putting
all the facts, nothing but the facts, nothing but the bullshit. Listen, woman, will you be offended? I'm not saying this. I don't want to say a un-PC thing and offend you. So let me ask you if you think this would be offended. I won't say it. Do you think if I said that you are prettier when you get a little riled up, would you find that offensive? Because you're looking pretty good.
Yeah, I would find it offensive. Because it's like if you had like your wall, you have a white wall in your room. And if you started talking to it sometimes, and it started talking to you, and it had a secret image being behind there, but it never revealed itself, and it just started talking to you constantly about what you look like and how it sees you crying, and it sees you when you're sleeping, and it knows if you did something good and something bad, it's like, fuck you after a while, because it's like, okay.
So So this is your go-to. This is your life experience being an artist. You say your little bullshit, and I get lost in what you said about some
Well,
white
Sam,
wall.
do you want me to
Why
do a
does it
real quick
always end with
summation?
fuck you tonight? No, Hostbusters.
I can do it. I mean, you're saying it's too much to follow, so I could make it real quick for you.
Yeah, let's go to Hostbusters and kind of cool
you
it
need
off.
it to be mansplained.
Okay, let me mansplain it for you, Sammy.
Yeah.
I think what she's saying is that fuck, what were you talking about?
You were gonna help. You help. I say, what the fuck are we gonna? That's what I was saying when I listened to her. Jarvita, what the fuck are you talking about? I'm concerned with you. Don't get mad at me. Other people were concerned when they saw you crying, and she goes talking about some circle, and I'm blind, and some white wall, which is kind of.
No, all right, here, Sam. What she's saying is that how can you put any value behind your words if you're not willing to show your face?
Okay, that's a kind of a bad comment because I don't put value
I'm
my
just
words.
saying what she's basically saying.
I'm communicating with. I don't judge that. I say what's in my heart, and I ask permission because in this liberal world, I think. No, I do. I said I don't want to offend you. So if I said, Jarvita, you're looking good there, and she always takes her hair, and I love her fiddling with her hair, and she's always changing colors, and you're looking really good there. But I won't say that because I won't want to offend your liberal sensibilities.
You know, you're doing the old Nick DiPaolo trick. Yeah, you fucking
Republicans. If I was just a Republican, I'd eat that up.
I didn't say you're Republican.
I said you. My hair.
I didn't say you were Republican, and we're civil. We had a civil conversation because I was saying America's not perfect. I think we were talking about the bomb, and it was a bad thing, but sometimes America has to do bad things with bad people. And Hansi was saying how horrible America, what they do abroad, and you were nodding your head. I said Hostbusters, and this is no bullshit. This isn't my opinion. We were the only country. See, let's see what Jarvita says if she leaves, or I gotta fuck you. We were the only country in the history of the world to have the atomic bomb and the ability to tell every other country what to do and invade. And we were the only country, Jarvita, after World War II with the bomb, and we didn't do it. And we didn't do it. And that day, Jarvita would not even honor that memory of America not dropping bombs and invading countries. So what do you think about them apples there, Jarvita? In terms of fuck you.
I don't know.
Nice
I think that the bombs and the guns and the plots and I think everything that's gone off for America kind of outweighs the one day where you think in a historical context that America did something great by not blowing up the world.
That was a big thing, though, Jarvita. Come on. What do you like about America?
It would have been a bigger thing if it happened.
What do you like about
You're saying it was not
this did kind of bother me. I can talk politics, but I guess it did bother me because so many Americans sacrifice, and I think we are exceptional. So I guess
I'm a new Native American. I believe in Native Americans, and I really don't like colonized Americans and what they've done to America at all.